Physically, we're good. I think it's been really nice to have a week to look at some video, train, actually be able to recover, regenerate. So in all ways, I expect our team to be mentally and physically ready to go for Sunday.
And how has this helped? It seems like the first time in forever that we weren't playing on a Wednesday. How is it helping to get a lot of film preparation, a lot of time back on the pitch before a big game?
I think it's there's been so much full field stuff and almost nothing else. So you get to be in some tighter training sessions, some tighter games, be around the goal a little bit more, work on some of the finishing, talk about some of the tactics, prepare for what the weekend will be like, and then again, physically and mentally, just in all ways recharge so that on Sunday we're on a hot day and a big game, we're ready to just lay it all out there.
Saw that Luis Robles was not training today, but saw that Kamar was back doing some drills and started off kind of with the team concepts.
Yes, so Luis has just given him a day off under the theme of, just recharging in all ways. And then, Kamar's getting closer every day. The surgery, all signs point that the recovery's coming along really well. He also had the abductor strain in Copa America, so he's kind of recovering from both and rehabbing from both. And so I think there's possibly could be in training by the end of the week, and then, starting to really get after things next week.
Now, one of the debates that's kind of ranging among the fans is Alex Mule versus Gonzalo Verón.
Okay.
Where do you kind of see the pecking order, I guess, if you were to have a two deep? Is Mule kind of the guy right now who's the de facto starter on that right side?
Well, in certain games that require, I think, our pressing tactics to be intact, I think Alex provides an ability to cover ground and commit to that in a really good way. But there's still the opportunity to use Gonzalo in some of these games for matchup reasons, and to also look at using two strikers. So they're different, obviously, in some ways there's comparables there, but because they're somewhat positional. But I look at it more as they fit into what we do tactically a little bit different, and they have different qualities. So just trying to look at a little bit what matchups are and how to use each one effectively.
Now, Gonzalo, where does he need to develop in order to maybe become that guy who can supplant, especially as a DP? Maybe
listen, the DP tag doesn't mean anything, right? He's a player on this team, and just like everyone else, we want him to understand how to develop and contribute and understand how to be who we are. So I think that, this stretch, even though he hasn't played, now that we've even been training today, he was fantastic in training. So, he shows signs that things are coming together. And now, the hope is that, eventually it gets to the point where he can just take it and run with it. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but that doesn't mean that we're giving up on it. We still have a lot of faith that this will come around in due time. And again, it's not about being a DP or not being a DP. It's about being a member of this team.
The team obviously had two very different games, from the 7-0 win to the 2-0 loss. What does your back line need to do on Sunday to come out with a clean sheet?
Yeah, it'll be the task is different on a big field at home, and one of the reasons why New York has been better at home better on the road than they are at home is because they like to spread the field and pass and create angles and advantages, and so we like to do the opposite. So, certainly getting a lead is important in these matches. So in the last two, whichever team got the lead was able to hold on to it. But it's a different game plan and different preparation for playing at home on our field than it is playing at theirs. So we're going through some of that. And, I think a big part of the project for this weekend will be keeping track of Villa, limiting Pirlo's time and space, and then keeping track of Lampard's ability to join in late and Harrison's ability to put himself on the wing in 1v1 situations. So we'll adjust certain things tactically, but we're also going to stick to who we are and feel like, especially at home, we can put this game on our terms, and we can now dictate things through our pressure, through our counter pressure, through our possession, and through creating chances. I expect this to be a game played on our terms.
It was inevitable that they were eventually going to win a game in this series. Does it feel a little bit more like a rivalry now that they maybe have a little bit of confidence and the way they celebrated that win?
Yeah, it's a package. Yeah, listen, that picture is going up. Okay, well, the picture of them in the locker room is going up. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to remind ourselves what that game was, how that felt, and we're going to be ready for a huge challenge. And as much as it is them beating us, it's also the fact that they're a better team now. They're first in the East, and in all ways, if we want to have our season add up to what we want it to, we've got to take care of big games like this. So we went down to Philly and in many ways did well, but then gave it away at the end. Now we're coming back home. We know things will be different, and we're gonna put this game on our terms and find a way to get 3 points.
All the games against Eastern Conference opponents are important down the stretch, like you and the team said, they're 6-pointers. But is this game against NYCFC a potential turning point in a spot where if you guys do launch after this game, you could look back to and say, this is where we really got off?
Yes. Yes. However, we're 7-3-4 in our last 14 games. So it's not a poor record. It's a good record. In fact, one that is on pace of a Supporters' Shield from last year. So you can already do that, but we've let games that we should have won slip to be draws. We've let games that we should have drawn let slip to be losses. So it makes things feel harder. And because of the hole we dug in the beginning of the year, it makes the season feel in many ways different than maybe what it is. And we've managed in most instances in big games against rivals to do fairly well. And now we're going to put it to the test again. And what's most important is that on Sunday we're ready to go on all levels, that we have 11 players that understand what it's going to take on the day, and that we emerge. And once we do, then yes, I think we can use it to build major momentum into the rest of our season.
Changing gears a little bit, Red Bulls 2 came back in a big way and beat Cincinnati to play.
Awesome.
How encouraging is it to see a lot of those young guys coming together and continuing to crank out results?
Yeah, this club I think is really coming together in a big way. So obviously I'm in charge of the first team, but we as a first team staff spend a lot of time with the USL team and players and coaching staff, with the academy teams, players, coaching staffs. And what we've tried to do here is create a real consistency and a real identity. And, it fills us with pride when we watch the USL team. I think John and Ibra and Vadim have done an amazing job. I think that when our players go down and play there, they treat it like a first team match. That team's gotten better and better, obviously having a fantastic season and having and doing really well on the road. And I need some pointers from John on how to do better on the road. But in all ways, this is a great club to be at right now for many different reasons. So I watched the game last night, and the best part about the game overall was when we went down 1-0, we actually got stronger and better and pushed even harder. And I think deserved it. Even though they went down, we deserved the win. So fun game for them, big game in Cincinnati in front of a big crowd. And they continue to show that they're a good team and that the way we play can be efficient and successful at a lot of different levels.
Any update on the 3 mystery trialists? Who they might
Nothing yet. I think we'll have at least one in next week.